And our first story, dealing with corruption in Ghana has become a big task, even for institutions mandated to investigate the canker.
At a stakeholders forum in Accra Thursday, panelists acknowledged Ghana has not criminalized most corrupt practices, hence the upsurge. They recommended several strategies to solving the corruption puzzle. Hano Dami was there for Joy News.
One major challenge hindering anti-corruption efforts in Ghana is that, despite the almost daily reports of misuse of public funds, many do not volunteer information on the acts, and sanctions for culprits are not stringent enough to serve as a deterrent. So, what else can the state do? Director of Anti-Corruption Department at the Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice, Charles Ayamdo, believes massive investment in the investigation institutions such as SHRAJ, IOCO, and Auditor General Department will be a giant step towards resolving corruption and related issues.
We need to invest more because they are public institutions and they are funded from the consolidated fund. So investment definitely will have to come from the consolidated fund. But of course, the paradigm shift now is now what you call public-private partnership against corruption. And so the private sector is supposed to contribute to the fight against corruption, the media. So it is a partnership and a collaboration, because it is one load we are carrying.
Speaking on the challenges of corruption reporting, Senior Associate at the Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs, Twinese Amuzu, was not happy that despite Ghana boasting of some strong anti-corruption laws and policies, enforcement is weak, thus creating a culture of tolerance for corruption, something that will ultimately retard national development if not checked. According to him, avenues must not be created for people, especially politicians, to exploit.
When the price is right, likelihood of corruption is real. When the price is right, even believers, staunch believers in anti-corruption can't be corrupt. The question is, what are we doing to ensure that the price is not right? So we need to understand how politicians and the bureaucracy think. This is how they think. If you create the incentive for them, it will be exploited. It will be exploited. So it's important to ensure that the incentive for corruption is removed.
For Joy News, my name is Hannah Odami.
The president's nominee for Accra Mayor on Thursday was unanimously endorsed by the Metropolitan Assembly.
Mohamed Nia J. Soa secured the approval of all 109 assembly members to make him Accra's freshest mayor, but about the only one in recent times to have been unanimously passed. The outcome of the election suggests an overwhelming confidence in the president's nominee to address the many challenges facing the metropolis, with removal of unauthorized structures from the city and flooding key amongst issues the assembly members once addressed. Here's Matilda Wamage's report.
The former Greater Accra Regional Secretary of the New Patriotic Party needed at least 2/3 of the votes to be approved as the president's nominee as mayor of Accra. But Ni Ajay Soa secured all 109 votes from the assembly members. He was immediately sworn into office by the presiding member to begin his term in office as the chief executive of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. Some assembly members have a wish list for the new mayor.
At us now, we are approaching the rainy season and all our drains is choked. So we need deserting, massive deserting. So I will urge that Ajesuwa should come to our aid so that we can have the deserting done.
Looking at Accra, you see, we have a lot of unauthorized structures that we think are in places that we think they are not supposed to be there, which coming of Ajesuwa, we think he will put things in place, even by not at least trying to let people cry, but he will do things that will make people, feel happy.
We, the assembly members, we are in a hurry because our time is too short in assembly, you understand. So we need development in our areas to get re-elected again. So we don't need to waste any time. We have to give him the nod for Accra to be developed.
The Accra Mayor Mohamed Ni Ajaysoa says he will work with all to achieve the president's vision for the Accra metropolis.
I shall work with you. So that we should be able to have a sustainable smart city for Accra. Amen. In a few days to come, our mind and vision to the people of Accra in accordance with
Residents of Gulf City in the Kpong Katamanso district are appealing to the Roads and Highways Ministry to construct roads within the community and its environs.
For close to some 2 decades now, roads within the area, which serve as alternate routes to parts of Ashaman, Tema, Kpong and beyond, are yet to be tarred.
The name Gulf City is derived from a golf course in the area which served as the main road to Ada. Chairman of Gulf City Residents Association, Douglas Asante, says their efforts over the years through the Tema Metropolitan and later Kpong Katamanso District Assemblies have been fruitless. He tells Joy News that the road is unmotorable during the raining season and extremely dusty in the dry season, making the situation very unbearable. He fears residents over the years have contracted respiratory-related diseases due to the dust. According to him, when constructed, Gulf City roads would help ease congestion on Tema Michel Camp Road, where drivers and travelers are stuck in traffic for several hours.
Dust are killing the residents because of the bad nature of our roads. Some vehicles have taken undue advantage. The trucks, to say, they drive recklessly, and anytime we experience dust in our rooms, in schools, other places, it is unbearable. Gulf City roads, as a matter of fact, is such a big, road, and motorists from Afienya, from Mateko, in the morning, they apply this road because they find it to be very, short to get to their destinations.
Both private and commercial drivers who use Gulf City roads change their spare parts frequently due to the deplorable nature of the road. According to the drivers, promises to construct the roads over the years are yet to materialize as construction equipment are occasionally seen in the area.
I've been complaining for this road for about 20-something years now. And you can see this is the old Adan Road. Old Adan Road, old Afran Road. They have been burned down for some time. They have been burned down, and you can see all the road is not good. The gutter has been choked. When rain falls, we can't go. Our cars are dirty on the road, the shock, the everything. As you can see, the big shock too. This is where they pass. This is where we work. So we want them to come and help us so that we can do the road for us.
In fact, they say, at times, we are suffering. We cannot bear this anymore. This road has to be fixed.
Cheapest. Good timber markets. Say omudi quartal good kwandisunyina. Masa enunansa nye yehu ya ni se cousin kitwa asha se besisa cheapest no edi ko. Masa enua se yedi besi mu ebesi ne.
Meanwhile, the situation has led to collapse of businesses with few traders still struggling in the dust to make ends meet. Some traders who spoke to Joy News are urging the current government to fix the road.
It is our prayer that the roads will be fixed sooner than later. We cannot deal with the dust anymore.
Oh,
We are losing our customers due to the dust. This is really bothering us. Something has to be done about this.
My business no enkoso. Food rent the gumi no manu sa time ya na me pefa ho. Obi basa na obi ana food no ho be. No kasa kasa. Say no manu food mo do.
So far, the only tarred road in the area is the Afote Agbo Road, which connects Michelle Camp Road to Pong Barrier. Kwame Yanka's report for Joy News.
Government is taking the National Solar Rooftop Program a step further with the planned deployment of panels at ministries, departments and agencies across the country.
The program, initially meant for households, has seen several homes fitted with the system, thereby reducing their dependence on the national grid. Energy Minister Boachi Ejako announced this at the launch of a solar PV system by the German Development Corporation.
The system developed by the corporation seeks to offer consumers a cheaper alternative. Cost is reduced by some 40% and requires less space for installation. GIZ Country Director Alan Walsh, delivering a welcome address, urged government to invest more in the sector to create more jobs.
A renewable energy and energy mix to contribute to the mitigating climate change, protecting the environment, and also very important for economic visibility. And because it brings benefits to the energy system and to the society at large.
Energy Minister Boachi Ejako outlined plans to get state agencies off the power grid.
We intend to go further. We intend to step on the accelerator and make sure that we do even more than we are doing now within this year. It is against this background that we intend to expand the solar program to cover all residential, non-residential facilities such as ministries, departments, agencies across the country.
The issue of finance has been thorny in the past, leading governments not to push through the dream. The energy minister is confident that hurdle will be crossed this time.
You see, solar is self-financing. You can put in mine. Mine is financed over 5 years, right? Those who do reverse metering, some actually generate and get the credit to pay for the equipment. But there are already local companies offering financing. Some of the banks who used to offer financing for generators are now offering financing for solar. So when you have no electricity bills to pay, that amount notionally goes to paying for the equipment. So for example, if I have a 500 CD a month electricity bill to pay, once I get onto solar, I am no longer paying that 500. That 500 then goes over a 3-year period to pay for the equipment. Now after the 3 years, the life of the equipment has 17 more years. So literally I pay for the equipment in 3 years and I enjoy the added benefits of 17 years. So it is self-financing.
The corporation intends making a system available for interested persons shortly.
A United States charity, International Coalition for the Eradication of Hunger and Abuse, has come to the rescue of Yeji, a farming community in the Akachi North District of the Volta region. And it's with the provision of a mechanized borehole.
Yeji and its surrounding communities hitherto relied on water from abandoned sun-winning sites for domestic use because the previous borehole they had hardly supplied them any water. Here's a report filed by Fred Kwame.
Yeji is home to about 700 residents who engage in peasant farming for livelihood. Some weave kente to maximize their income. Since time immemorial, Yeji and its surrounding communities have been faced with water challenges. The Accra North District Assembly constructed a borehole at Yeji to save the situation, but the borehole functioned for a couple of years. The residents who couldn't afford 500 cedis to repair the borehole had to rely on water from abandoned sand-winning sites. However, water bodies at these sand-winning sites often dry up, leaving residents with no option but to scoop the muddy water for use. Besese Emefa has been explaining the impact of the water situation.
We suffer immensely when water bodies at the sand-winning sites dry up. We have to travel so many kilometers to Jalele to buy water because we have children and newborns to take care of. This situation has been really challenging. However, we are grateful to the white lady who visited us and delivered on her promise of providing us a mechanized borehole.
A food vendor, Mary Kluche, laments she has no choice but to use the unwholesome water to cook food for pupils at the community basic school after sieving it.
We suffer so much in this community in terms of access to potable water. We have to use water from the sites to wash, cook, and drink. This has been very bad for our health, but we have no option.
The General Director of the International Coalition for Eradication of Hunger and Abuse, Caroline Ronis, said it was worrying to see a fellow human being share water with animals, hence her organization's intervention. She hinted of introducing women empowerment programs towards eradicating poverty, among other social interventions.
I felt extremely sad and depressed, and I knew that that had to be our first priority, was fixing that. We came here thinking that there was a school that needed help, and we found that the people were so wonderful and such positive attitude. And then one of the final programs we're doing is a women's empowerment program. We just started that yesterday. Reaching out, we talked to the women about educating themselves about their bodies. We teach them bead making, we're going to teach batik, tailoring, and then we're going to teach them how to market their products.
Access to healthcare is also a challenge in the Yeji community. An opinion leader, Wisdom Amewose, commended IECHA for their intervention but requested for the construction of a health center in the area. We are grateful to ICEHA for quenching our thirst for potable water. The scarcity of potable water in our community had contributed to our children not developing well. The phenomenon had affected our farming activities too, education of our children, and had a toll on the development of our community. There is no health center in the area due to this. Some people who suffer minor illness sometimes lose their lives. We are pleading with ICEHA and government to help station a health center in the area. It will really do us a lot of good. The General Director of the ICEHA, Caroline Ronis, was conferred with the title Woman of Peace. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News.
For the latest news tidbits, we have a lot more. We'll review the newspapers, we'll look at the online portals, and I will bring you a lot more updates from our social media pages.
Stay with us.